Hey, thanks for making it a Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it today. Today I wanted to talk to you about VA pension. It sounds ridiculous, and I really hate that they called it pension because it makes you think that it's some sort of a retirement or retirement-based benefit from the VA. This VA benefit is not anything to do with retirement, although it's called pension. It is a monetary benefit, it's tax-free, and it's money in the bank for you. It's a great benefit out there from the VA. Hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. And I'm going to dive into it, kind of read through it, share my thoughts, and kind of go from there. Just want you to be aware so that way you know. The bottom line on this VA benefit for monetary payments is that it is basically a safety net. So it's a safety net put in place for veterans who, in my opinion, don't qualify for a high enough VA disability compensation payment. Then VA pension could come into effect. So for somebody who's getting 10% or 20% VA rating and maybe they can't work, or they have very, very low income, they're receiving, SSDI, and it's a low amount and they can't work for some reason, maybe due to another disability that was not service connected, maybe this might be a route for you or them. And remember, hitting the thumbs up helps put this information into the hands of those that need it. So with that, let's jump into it. We'll read it here. Eligibility for veterans pension. Again, it's not really pension because pension is like retirement to me anyway. It's a safety net program to help bring you up to at least the poverty level based on what Congress has, whatever number that is. Well, I don't even know what it is now, $15,000 a year or something at a base, if it's just you by yourself. Changes if you're married and children, all that stuff, then the dollar amount, the ceiling goes up. So eligibility for pension. The Veterans Pension Program provides monthly payments to wartime veterans who meet certain age or disability requirements and who have income and net worth within certain limits. Find out if you're eligible for this benefit. So right there's two things. One, wartime veteran. So you have to be a veteran during a war period. Not that you served in a war, just that you were in during a wartime. So that's the one qualifier there. The other is that your income and net worth are within the certain requirements set forth by the VA for this monetary benefit. So here it says, am I eligible for veterans pension benefits? You may be eligible for veterans pension program if you meet these requirements. Both of these must be true. You didn't receive a dishonorable discharge and your yearly family income and net worth meet certain limits set by Congress. Your net worth includes all personal property you own except your house, your car, and most home furnishings, minus any debt you owe. Your net worth includes the net worth of your spouse, so it's the total. Find out more about pension rates here. There's a hyperlink. Moving on, it says at least one of these must be true about your service. So one of these three bullets. So it's an or thing. You started on active duty before September 8th, 1980, and you served at least 90 days on active duty with at least 1 day during wartime. Or you started on active duty as an enlisted person after September 7th, 1980, and you served at least 24 months, 2 years, or your full period for which you were called or ordered to active duty, with some exceptions, with at least 1 day during wartime. Or you were an officer and started on active duty after October 16th, 1981, and you hadn't previously served on active duty for at least 24 months. Next it says here, and at least one of these must be true. You're at least 65 years old. You have a permanent and total disability. So, what they're not saying here is that you're 100% permanent and total, receiving 100% pay from compensation. Sounds confusing, but you would be over the amount if you tried to qualify. So, you have a permanent and total disability that's not service-related and VA compensated. Or you're a patient in a nursing home for long-term care because of a disability. Or you're getting Social Security disability insurance or supplemental security in income. So SSDI or SSI at any age. So it's any one of these. So you 65 years or older, or you're receiving SSDI or SSI, or you're a patient in a nursing home for getting long-term care because of a disability, or you have a permanent and total disability. In this case, a permanent and total disability, again, they're not talking about you being 100% rated with the VA, because then you wouldn't qualify for this. So, moving on. How do you know if you served under an eligible wartime period? Under current law, we recognize the following wartime periods to decide eligibility for VA pension benefits. Most people know the time frames, or at least can look them up. I'll put them in the description below. I'm not going to read through each one of them. And as we all know, the Gulf War is still kind of lagging for a closure date, so that's still going on. So here it says, what should I do if I receive an other than honorable, or what should I do if I received an other than honorable bad conduct or dishonorable discharge? If you received one of these discharge statuses, you may not be eligible for VA pension benefits. There are two ways you can try to qualify. Find out how to apply for a discharge upgrade and learn more about the VA character of discharge review process. So two things. One, you can petition the Department of Defense and your branch to give you a new discharge characterization if the circumstances make sense. Okay, so the example would be, and I've seen this situation. Person goes over, they're in theater, they come back, they were stellar before they went. Now they have PTSD, but they don't know they have PTSD. They start drinking more, then they start becoming a bit belligerent. Their performance starts to go down. They're back stateside. They get in an argument. They go AWOL, or they hit a superior or something like that, and then they end up getting discharged. And it's because their PTSD wasn't being managed that all these collateral effects came into play. A situation like that could potentially get you an upgraded discharge. So it's important to look at the whole situation. And again, you can either petition the VA for a discharge upgrade for VA purposes only, or you can go to the DOD in your branch and work on it there for a full upgrade on that. So that is that portion. I'm going to scroll back up here and jump into the find out more about pension rates and dive into that a little bit here. Basically, a few of the things that it talks about, I'm going to give the example. You're a qualified veteran with a dependent, non-veteran spouse, and no children. You also qualify for aid and attendance benefits based on your disabilities. You and your spouse have a combined yearly income of $10,000. Your maximum allowable pension rate amount would be $31,714. What the VA will do is they'll take this combined dollar amount, $31,714, as a combined total for your household, and they'll minus out the amount that you're currently bringing in this case, $10,000. Then what they're going to do is come up with, well, instead of $31,714, we minus out the 10. That leaves you with $21,714, and they'll divide that over 12 months and give you a monthly payment of that amount. Now, you can adjust down your current income, not the pension you would get, but your income based on some certain factors, like medical care, that type of stuff. You can, and I believe school, you can buy it down. So for that same example, let's say that you had $10,000 of income, but $2,000 of that was spent on eligible expenses that you could reduce that amount. That will then allow you $2,000 extra of VA pension. So I'm not going to dive into it too deeply here, maybe on another video. This is mostly for awareness, so you're aware of what is out there. Maybe I'll do another video on kind of the specifics. But wanted to leave you with that and let you know that VA pension is available for you if you're not getting a big enough compensation check, or you don't qualify for VA compensation for disabilities, and you have low or no income, either yourself or if you're married, your combined household, so your household income, if it's low, you may qualify for a little extra bump from the VA. So really important information. So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.